Grandpa Brian, good day to you. Good day, good day. Happy Friday. Thank you for being here. Just chilled for a bit. Me and you. Are you drinking tea, coffee, rum? Or are you at work? I'm really good today, actually, Grandpa Brian, because I've been so tired, just working, getting things made and stuff, so I can get the product out there. But yeah, I feel good. Me coffee too. I'm coffee too. Big brother, good morning, big brother. Elder Barry in the house. Yep, so I've been working hard. I'm cut to smithereens, but I'm making things happen. Keith, hello Keith on my Facebook. Love to you. Hi. Hey, I. Much love. Joe Post, love to you too. Kisses. Mwah. Get in the mood. Kaz Hawks Creation. I'm doing your reading, Kaz. I haven't forgotten. And Leanne, I haven't forgotten either. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. What is it? Queen of Cups. Hit the beat. Aisha, do you see any divorce in my marriage life coming in coming 6 months? I'll have a look for you, Aisha, at the end of this reading for sure. Tough times, yeah. Blood flowing, get the energy moving. Cards flying. Tears put my seat up so high. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Hi to Joe Po's son. Virtual hugs to you. This is the reading for the 9th of July, 2021. I appreciate everybody being here, sending out much love to all. Remember, energy is passing. You can choose to hang on to it, whether it be good or bad, and let it fester or let it build, or you can choose to let go. It's all up to you. And so whatever energies you're going through today, remember that. Allow yourself to release and be in flow rather than holding on to energies that are festering and ultimately poisonous. So for the 9th of July 2021, on the bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Swords, a Gemini, and you can see he's coming rushing in on his horse. This is in a gallop. He's got his sword up high. So this is about coming in fast and furious, and there are changes, thoughts, words being said, terms being given, intellectual, not intellectual. It's intense. Expect speeches today to be intense regarding, yes, you're free, but you're not. Yes, you're free, but, and there's going to be a lot of truth seen right through that. Many political figures actually being seen today for their affiliations with other people, and that opens up a lot of eyes also. Speaking of individual life, this is where, you know, truth is coming charging in, and this might be just for you, from your own thought processes, from the other aspects of you, from guides coming shooting in like real fast and furious, and that in a moment, your reality, your thought process, your perception has changed. Also, it may be that you are doing this with somebody else, or somebody else is coming into you, fast, furious, words, quick discussions. Measure this out. It's necessary right now. And I want to say also, with this card, you can see he's a knight. He's got his sword of pies on his horse. He's at one with his horse. He's moving fast. Is in flow, very much so. So you might get yourself into some discussions where you're like laying it down and dropping the mic kind of thing. Make sure you do that. Make sure then you remove yourself from that energy. Don't, with the wisdom of this card is to know that I haven't got any ownership. Actually, once I speak, and this is the cool thing about creation and the, complicated thing, in that once I speak my words out to you, once I speak my thoughts out to you, ultimately, to a certain extent, you can choose to own them. You can choose to use them in the way that you choose to use them. I can't keep ownership over something that I put out into creation. And so not having too many high standards or attachments to how you want somebody to respond to certain truths being told will really, really help keep the peace in your own energy flow today, for sure. Hey, Gaza. So this is where, to maintain that knowledge is very important. And also to maintain the knowledge on the other side of it is that you don't have to own somebody else's thoughts. You don't, this whole process has been about them trying to fool people into the only things that the politicians say or how it goes. That's the only option available. Well, no, it is not. This card often speaks of less of the answers, but asking the right questions or stating the right questions that would make people think. So when you're dissecting any information today, be careful to take time to mold and build the right question. It's all about the right question. So if you don't ask the right question, basically it gives a lot of people wiggle room in that they can answer you but not answer you. So learning how to ask the right question quickly is really, really good for your power, for your greatness. On the bottom of the deck, we've got the magician. These cards are so raunchy, but it's true. Spirituality is raw, and sensuality does play a big role in it. And the magician has every tool on the table. It's the number one major arcana, and this is through life experiences. You gain this knowledge and this wisdom, and you build on it in order to have these tools on the table that you can then use in your reality. It does speak also to a lot of you that are listening now, because I know you and a lot of people who will listen, in that it's leveling up. The spirituality game is leveling up. Magic is leveling up. Managing to actually take ownership of the powers that you have within your magic. It is not nonsense. It is a very powerful source. And it can be used for greatness, or it can be used for great detriment. Right now, there are magicians in places of power that are absolutely using spells and magic and doing things that are so grotesque, so disgusting, so dark, so abusive. And we allow it as a collective. Why? Because we don't take ownership of the one, of the being, of us, and the powers that we have, the powers that our ancestors knew about, the symbolism, the frequency that can be held in a certain symbol. All of this, we do need to get really serious about digging into this, and not just having it as a something that we do every now and again, but being a part of us, knowing that we can manipulate energy. I'm always playing with energy, always, holding my hand out to things at certain distances and manipulating and molding that energy. People around me, they'll say, close your eyes and tell me when I'm closing. And it'll tell them exactly where they're putting their hand, inches and inches away from me, because you can feel it. So getting tuned into that and taking ownership of you and the powers that you have, and really taking note of what our ancestors knew. And even what these so-called powers that be know, because basically that is our knowledge also. So taking that back, taking ownership of that is a very powerful thing to do today. This is the magician. Now, magician is said freely and easily, like somebody on a stage sewing somebody in half, you know, like it's diluted. The magician is a magician, is a magi, is a magnet. He holds magnetism. He can hold magnetism and then bolt it out like lightning, like an energy lightning towards somebody or something. He can focus in, he can 0 point in energy and magnetize it in and propel it into the direction that he wants it to go in. And this is what I play with, and it's an ever learning process. It's an ever learning process, and your experiences, you can use them to build on that. It can become another tool on your magician's table, or you can choose it to be a detriment to you and a weakness to you. It's up to you. So the first card is the Queen of Cups. Now, this has come up in a few private readings recently. This is speaking about the getting in tune. Getting in tune with the emotional body, the watery body, the watery aspects of us. A lot of you are going to feel really invigorated if you can get to sea water today, if you can even just put your feet in sea water. If you can't, a lake or you know, a nice salty bath, you know, just something to give those minerals and feel that water. That would be very cleansing, very rejuvenating. And so this is where we get in tune with the fact that the memory banks within our own waters, that then we can connect to other worlds. If you look at the sea and you look at how much water holds memory, look at what we have at our fingertips, but we're not harnessing it enough. And this is the harnessing of the psychic self, the psychic powers, and knowing that it's just as much a part of us as the fingers are, and starting to really utilize that with this magician card and getting real serious about it. It does speak to, for some people in their individual lives, individual female presence who is very connected and very contemplative, you know, like they think about things, they're in tune, they may be quite quiet and then all of a sudden speak something that is so powerful and so poignant. And so some of you might be gifted having somebody around you like that today, or you might have had somebody around you like that long term, but today is just a day for the recognition of that. And the appreciation of this divine feminine energy, if you're lucky enough to have it in your life, you know, give reverence to it. You know, it'll give you back 10 times more than you put in, for sure. This is a lovely energy that a lot of females are holding space and time for masters to go and explore. Now we've got the master to go and explore this divine feminine energy. So if this resonates with you, go you, have a good day. So we've got the Knight of Wands. So you can see here, this is a very passionate, sensual energy. So again, it's this fire on the water thing. Look at the sea. Some of the sea is on fire. They did attack the oil the oil lines in the sea, and the sea was on fire. So that came up the other day, but this is about bringing the fire to the water. And so it's about exploring the divine feminine energy. So if you are this masculine and you have this energy in your life that you are noticing, this divine feminine lady, she is to be explored in a way of don't be shy. Be the Knight of Wands. Be confident. This is what this lady is calling out for, to be invigorated, to be explored. And so don't be afraid to say, oh, I don't want to get in that deep conversation. She'll think I'm crazy. If that's you thinking that, don't, you know, go deep, explore, and don't be afraid to do that. Again, the magician. Remember, you're the magician. And so the next card is the Chariot card. This has kept coming up, major arcana, but it's clarified by another major arcana, the Empress card. So this is heavy hitting, divine feminine, divine masculine energy coming together within the being, whether you're male or female, or on the outside also. And if you are imbalanced like this on the inside, you will be calling in, if that's what you want, whether it's even friendship or lovers, this kind of energy to complement your energy, which is a beautiful thing and should be given ultimate reverence. But what we see here is the spirit world. There is, where we're seeing time speed up in this physical reality, it is no joke that the spirit world is hot right now. It is fast. There are things changing, things coming in, the visitations I've been having, the conversations I've been having with what you would call spirit beings. It is crazy. It's fast and furious. And the Chariot card is fast. It charges across the sky, but it can only charge across the sky in dualistic terms if the balance is maintained with the yin and the yang, the divine feminine, divine masculine within. And so maintaining your balance is paramount right now. Being the master of doing so, of maintaining those inner scales, is paramount. We are, I feel, in a spiritual war. The things I'm witnessing when I'm going off into other realms, there are certain aspects of realms at war. It does feel like gods and goddesses, recalibrating, returning in people's consciousnesses, and it's hot. It's hot. And so there is that. So be aware of that. Don't be shocked by that if you're getting messages from spirit that are coming through, again, with this Knight of Swords, thick and fast. So to clarify it with the Empress card, number 3 major arcana, this is where we do see through our words, our thoughts are words and our deeds, our reality is manifested. If you are not planning to have a pregnancy, please be careful, because the energies today would be very strong, if this reading resonates with you at all, for successful insemination. And so be careful of that if you are not planning a pregnancy. If you are, go for it today, have fun with it. It would be a very special day to conceive. If you are imbalanced and the other person is also imbalanced, this speaks also of ancestors, because you see here in this card, she is holding the child's hand. She has the horse here, which is the spirit and the masculine energy, and she's holding a beautiful bump, a baby within her womb. So this speaks to generations. You might be really feeling your ancestors today. You might be really feeling the presence of beings that we would say were past, but they're still in their present, wherever they are, wherever they have been, or wherever they went to. And so there's a real conjunction of all of that today, and a very deep connection today. And so there are a lot of special messages coming forward today. We are at this point in time. We're at this top of the hill, and there's this decision on all these different realms that are affecting each other as to which way it goes. And so maintaining your divine feminine strength and your protective nature over children also is paramount. A lot of you might have been getting those messages via spirit. It is paramount that you protect your young. We've been indoctrinated. I'm watching the collective, and I'm just like, what? Because somebody tells you to do something to your child, you do it. The same people that we know are the big capital letter P words for a large proportion. The same people that feel quite happy about droning a school. It's crazy. So you stand firm in your divine feminine energy today, and with your divine masculine energy, be poised to take action for your young. If we cannot die for our young, if we cannot stand for our young, what are we? What are we? Nothing. And so this is very powerful. Be very careful if you are already pregnant. I feel that's warnings coming through real strong. Be very careful if you are already pregnant, being around the specially infused, and I'm serious about that. And please, please do not get specially infused when you are carrying such precious cargo. It's tantamount to child abuse. And the consequences of it for a lot of women are tragic right now. A lot of blood, let's put it that way. So we've got the Fool card. as the next card. So it's another major arcana, and this is this 0 point energy. So with this magician card and with the force of this Knight of Swords and the force of this Knight of Wands, all of this divine feminine energy, and then the spirit world coming in with that, you connecting your, what some people would say, higher self. I don't even like saying that anymore, just the other aspect of self. I haven't even made up a name that I like for it yet. You know, it just is. It's another part of me, really coming into conjunction with one another, and really starting to build in that energy of knighthood, of warriorhood, of protecting your own, of manifesting for your own, of manifesting strength and power. And so it's a very, very powerful day that is packed with the balance of divine feminine, divine masculine within, and therefore on the outside. It is also clarified. So this is bringing it into this 0 point energy, and, you know, saying, you know, fuck it, basically. You know, we've come this far. We don't go the way that we decide to go with our own thought process now. You know, we're fucked. And so there's this energy that often that is a helpful energy to get to, because often we can procrastinate and we can hope and we can pray and we can wonder. But then you get to this point and you're holding your young, or you're holding your sacred DNA, and you're like, you know what? Okay, we pushed too far. That option is just not applicable. So this option is now opened up to me, and I'm going to be brave enough to take it. And that is 0 point in on your energy and trusting in self. And so to clarify the Fool card, which card was it? It was the, I've mixed them all up. Okay, it was the Knight of Pentacles. So have we got all of the knights? The only one we haven't got is the Knight of Cups. And so this is very much so calling to the men today. There is a lot of masculine energy ramping up. Plan, strategize. I'm not kidding. You know, channel your ancestors that have stood on fields, that have stood for their own. Channel that energy today and start to build that force within you. Learning how to channel it, learning with your divine feminine within to really keep it poised and ready, learning how to hold on to that kind of charge like a battery without releasing it in the wrong place or at the wrong time, by engaging your divine feminine. The Knight of Pentacles is a strategist. So these two cards seem contradictory, because there's the Fool card, you know, 0 point in to just go ahead and see what happens. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the planner, the strategist, the, you know, taking in every aspect and, you know, planning for every eventuality and plotting the way forward. So in a way, actually, this is a good thing, because you've got this 0 point energy, but actually the 0 point energy will be focused today on not actually like taking the walk, so to speak, but, you know, planning, strategizing, and really channeling that force and that direction in that place of protection, of divinity, of sovereignty, of the sort of the stance of, if we don't stand now, then when? Because there's a lot coming down the line today. A lot coming down the line today regarding powers that be, saying they're releasing certain things, but if you're going to read their lips, if you're going to read the spell work behind their words, you're going to see that that means that actually, we've locked in another aspect of our plan. So this is pretty dark. Look out for Jill Biden today, saying something, doing something, or something coming out about her. I don't know, a study or something like that. It feels like it's going to come out. So, Susie Q, there's my sister. That was the reading for the 9th of July, 2021. Charlie Atwood, I have no respect for you. This is not your video. Am I not me? Charlie? You were rude. Okay, so Charlie's having a bad day. We've got a chief priest from a temple offering readings on my video. Oh, Charlie, you were saying it to them. I'm so sorry. Now I see your picture. I know who you are. Sorry. Yes, they are so rude. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. They are so rude. My high priest kid. Let me give you a free reading on someone else's video. They are so rude. I know, sorry, sweetness. I need glasses, I really do. And the photographs are so little, so I've just expanded it there and realized it was you. Sorry about that. They are so rude. They've got no shame, Charlie. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, sweetness, on Facebook. I hope you're having a bit of a better day and that reading is helping you get that issue, on the way to being sorted. Later, big bro. Prior, hello. I don't think I've seen your name before. Welcome, welcome, much love. Yes, big bro, they want to do so much more to our children than just jab them in the arm. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. And you were around when this all started, and I was saying this is the rerun. This is the serial, like a movie of World War II. And, in the UK, how I said that blue and yellow magic spell that they were doing? There's those blue buses, the kill buses, going around the UK, taking people for free to the centres. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't it? It's disgusting. So there was a lady on here before asking about a divorce. I'm just going to quickly do that because that's an awful situation to be in. So sending you much love in that situation. So what about this divorce for the next 6 months? How does it look for this divorce for the next 6 months? Oh. Seven of Cups, so there's much confusion. Somebody's trying to cling on to old emotions, even though they don't want to. And the Magician, there may be some trickery and some accusations that are new that are made towards one or the other, but the Ten of Cups ultimately comes out. So a very emotional time. So being sure to be the master, for you to be the magician, and channel that energy so that no matter what buttons are being pressed along the way with this Seven of Cups, you don't lose yourself. Show yourself to be a balanced, emotionally balanced person, and that'll get you really far, and it'll actually make the other party back off quite a bit. But in the meantime, expect a little bit of emotional outlash, a little bit of trying to delay. But we've got the Ten of Cups, which is the most beautifully aligned emotional card, where you have this release, this relief, and your emotional body, everything just feels like the weight has been lifted off. So that looks really good. The Chariot card on the bottom of the deck, I want to say maybe 7 to 8 months. So let me know how you get on with that, but you stay emotionally balanced and focused, and that will shock other parties. Thank you so much, Charlie. I really appreciate you sticking up on Facebook for me. I really do appreciate that. So just want to say thank you to my big brother and sister, holding space, being the best moderators. Let's see. Need to speak to you later, Susie Q. Let's see. I really appreciate you, Charlie. Thank you. Much love. You did, Charlie. You had the dream about war for 3.5 years before. I was haunted just before it came. I mean, I pulled my kids out 6 months of school before this all started coming down because I could feel the energies. So I understand. Use another deck. I understand what you're saying there. You could feel it building, and you are very intuitive. And I think you've been misunderstood from what we were talking about the other day. But you're learning how to channel that, and it's going to become your power. Because you are an empath and you are very intuitive. It's so sad, big sister. Love you, big bro. So for Samantha, I'm just going to pull you one card because you didn't sort of say anything, but you asked if there was a reading. So Knight of Pentacles with the King of Cups. It might be that you feel like there's a bit of a delay or an emotional block, maybe in a certain connection, friendship, or lovers. But the love is very definitely there. But this person is very much focused on strategy of how to create abundance, how to create sustainability in business and whatnot, and maybe a bit preoccupied with that. But ultimately, there is a respect there and a love there, and maybe just need some space and time. So I don't know if that's the aspect you wanted to go down, but that's what came up for you, Samantha, sweetness. It's going to get really sad. I'm not going to pull any punches, Charlie, over there on Facebook. It's people don't realise that when I said I smelt death in the UK coming, I mean it on a grand scale. And I don't say things like that lightly, and I hope I'm wrong. But to clarify that, I've found contracts that aren't usually given out to coroners to be able to have the ability in the UK, and some of them have already been awarded for millions of pounds, to be able to remove mass amounts of, get this, contaminated bodies. So I found that. I'm a bit afraid. I think I showed some of that last time, but I'm a bit afraid to put, not afraid, but you know what I mean, to keep this channel open. I've already got that warning. I'm a bit hesitant to put up the link, but go and look that up. It's there. Contracts awarded for coroners in the UK, and it's there for you to read. It's disgusting. Hey Shay, hello new viewer. Thank you so much for being here. Much love to you. Oh, you're welcome, Charlie. Anytime, you know, you've got support here. Hi, Parallel Tour. That sounds interesting. Kind of parallel tour could go on. Mary on Facebook says, and I still haven't found a new home, and will I and the man I love, but not together at the moment, will he come back? We're neighbors. Thank you. Okay, so there's two questions there really to dissect out of that. So for the new home, it's coming, but it's still in the stages of coming. It's not there, but you need to be looking further afield. Past, I keep hearing past a certain border, past a certain, you need to be looking outside of where you've been looking at, expanding your horizons, Mary, with the 3 of Wands there. You know, it's there, but you're not looking in the right place. Maybe looking a little bit further away from where you've initially been looking for a new home, and taking the action to do that. It would be really good. Now, as far as relationship for Mary, Okay, Mary. So there's the 5 of Cups here. So this is where it doesn't look good, sweetness, and it looks like even if you would come back, it would be a roller coaster of him going away, coming back, going away, coming back. It is focused on a certain sadness in his life, and he keeps coming back to that and sort of bringing it into the present moment. And it's not doing you any good. It's actually blocking you from the house move. It's blocking you from the newness in your life, because you're being reminded to constantly sort of be on hold, so to speak. And so I want you to turn around and look at these 2 cups that are in the upright, and that is your divine feminine, divine masculine, and take action with those to look further afield for a new home and a new experience. Because then you've got the Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So there's fire in you, but this water, this sadness, this humdrum energy is putting your fire out. So, you know, to take back your fire would be very powerful for you. Big Bro says, I wouldn't let the hospital run a test right before it happened. I felt a betrayal. Then 2 months later, the chinny thing got loose. Yeah. And, you know, I've spoken so much about that, Big Bro, that the chinny thing is absolutely paid for by so-called British and so-called American people that live practically tax-free. Universities from here and in America pay in China. I mean, that is the biggest betrayal, Big Bro. But you're intuitive, so no wonder you felt that. Charlie says, we together are the only ones that can change it, and people just won't wake up. Absolutely. So we have to build elsewhere, Charlie. And that's what I've been talking about with people that I gather with. We have to build elsewhere. We have to find each other, you know, like we are doing here right now, bonding, getting to know each other. We'll have to find each other and build other ways of being, to take away the control that they have over us. Because, like I said before, if not now, when? So I'm doing a few readings. It's not a serious one. I've done the daily readings, Shay. But yeah, I'll pull you a card. Yes, yes, yes. Shay, what does Shay need to know today? Aha. So Shay, you're very you're sort of looking at what is being built in your physical life, the house, the business, the car, the sustainability, and how hard you've worked to get this far. And so you're sort of contemplating about that, of a little bit about how you go forward with that, with security, or how you actually go ahead and build on that in different ways. Now, you've got the Seven of Pentacles there, and then you've got the Eight of Swords. So it feels like you've been overthinking this in a way, and you've gotten yourself tied up in knots. This is a self-imprisoning energy where, you know, your thoughts start going round and round and round, so it's hard to get out of that thought process, and it's actually blocking you from seeing a niche that you could go ahead with in business, something new that you could go ahead with. But this cyclical thought pattern is blocking you from being able to see that. But there is victory here with the Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So you've got 6, 7, 8. So you're very much in the middle of a process right now. And you can speed up this process to victory and take it to 8, 7, 6 with this Six of Wands, where you're riding the wave of victory in your own life by challenging yourself to get out of these thoughts that keep going round and round and round and blocking you off from seeing where the victory is. I hope that helps, Shay. Thank you for being here. Oh, there's Susie. Thank you, my sister. I says, thankfully, I have quite a few friends that have refused the infusion and many more that haven't, though none of them understood fully what's going on. It's difficult, isn't it? You can stay balanced, but it's a process right now. We're all having to be the alchemist right now. Oh, Shay, you're a reader too. Welcome, welcome. You're very welcome. It resonated. It's difficult when we get as readers, isn't it? When we get in that thought process ourselves, and we can do it for other people, but then we get stuck in ourselves, and it's hard to release. So I'm sending you energies to release that knot in your thought process today, Shay. Let me know how you get on. You can go onto my page at True Divine 44 on Facebook. Let me know how you get on, and I'm sending you energy to get you in flow today for sure. Lovely. Because I know that feeling. And you're laughing because I know you know that feeling. So I know that feeling. So, you know, get some smudge sticks out, you know, do some ritualistic clearing, do something in the physical to represent what I'll be sending you energetically to release that knot. And let me know and say, I want to hear you say, released, I'm in flow, for sure. I'm going to put that on the screen, big bro, because you are so right. You're so right. Unfortunately. Oh, Shay says, I really appreciate it. This helped a lot. Thanks. Oh, Shay, you're so welcome. Please come back and go over to my YouTube. I put other videos up on the YouTube and stuff. And all the socials will be in the description box. But it'd be lovely to stay in touch with you and let me know how you get on. Because one day I'm sure you'll be doing it for me. That's how it goes, isn't it? You go back and forth. That's how it should be. Trading fairly. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Much love, much balance, and much wholeness. Get in that connection today. Get in that connection with self. Get in that connection with nature. A thought popped up with me today that we've been so indoctrinated, and a lot of it has come from Christianity and other religions, that we're superior. It blows my mind that the UK government still pay the UK army military to test on goats, to literally just put them in chambers of pressure chambers to see how far they could get down in the sea. And you get to a point where you say that maybe just there are certain realms that are other beings to have, that we don't need to explore, that we shouldn't explore. Maybe we shouldn't open that can of worms in the first place. And this idea of like we're sort of placed here and we own it, and we own the goat to be able to do needless tests, because it is needless, because if we can't go down that deep, then we can't go down that deep. And that's the weird thing, that there's been this indoctrination that we're sort of, we own it, we own things. And an alligator goes and eats a human, 100 men go out hunting that big alligator, half of them will be wearing his auntie on the feet or on the belt. It's crazy that we've got this thought process, and it actually gives others, powers that be, more control over us, because they indoctrinate people with this ego. So now you're seeing people thinking that they own you, that they own the right to say you need to be specially infused. You need to be muzzled up. We own you, because the powers that be that say we own things, ironically, are giving us the permission to say that we own you and what you do here. And so it's really funny energy. And when you think about it that way, it's like, what? Where did that come in? How did we allow it to come in? So Thomas, much love to you. Okay, that's it for the day. That was just a thought that somebody might have needed to hear. Parallel tour. Okay, just before I go, because you were here before. Shahat, is that your name? I've never been called mom before by anyone else. I get called mom by the boys, but they say mom. Thank you for that. That's new. Could you please tell, would MBA be a good career choice? Because I overthink everything. Don't we all? Yes, ma'am. And I've been called ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So Shahat, you're overthinking things on the outside because you are completely ignoring things on the inside. There's a beauty in you and a power in you that is extraordinary. But you've got the Hermit card here, which is a major arcana, and the energy that you're in right now, you'll probably hate what I'm going to say, but this is the warrior that walks the inner path, that isn't afraid to look at anything like the labels, the indoctrinations that we've taken on board as a child, the wounds that we may have, the thought processes that we may have. And he's not afraid to look in the darkest corners and just hold this lantern up and give space and time for contemplation in order to clear out and not have these things inside that actually work for our detriment on the outside, i.e. Overthinking everything on the outside, but really refusing to dig deep into those things that are calling you into your inner cosmos. If you were to be able to do this warrior's journey with this major arcana and look at certain things that I think you know what I'm talking about when I'm saying it, you know, things that limit you now as the age that you are now, that happened when you were a child or was said over you when you were a child, need to be looked at. We've got the Four of Cups here, so you can see it's this guy sitting on the ground looking at Three of Cups, but not quite happy with the Three of Cups, can't see what he's got already. And there's this gift coming in from the heavens, and you know, it's just not looking at it, it's just not seeing it, it's not seeing the opportunity. There's this level of not full depression, but you know, low energy, low frequency. And this is because there's this calling to the inner cosmos to look at certain things that would then clear your sight to be able to see the opportunities that are in front of you. Now we've got the Judgment card as another major arcana. So this is a tiny reading, and you've got two big heavy hitting major arcanas. And this speaks about rising from the cave, rising from the coffin, and being raw, being bare, being new, being reborn again, and really taking claim to the soul's path, to the soul's journey, that's hearing the trumpet call, hearing the opportunity. And so this bit looks like a bit like a trumpet here, and you've got this trumpet call from the skies, this vibration that's pulling you, but you must be doing this inner work first for you to be able to see it. Because in the Judgment card, this is where you stand up raw, bare, spiritually reborn, and you leave like a snake leaves its skin behind so that it can grow. You need to learn to be able to leave behind what doesn't serve you and go forward with these opportunities that you're being given. So yes, the opportunity is very, very good, but I want you to be strong on the inner self aspect, on the having the wisdom, so that you can't be swayed by others, that you are much stronger in your decision making, and it all starts from within with you, and you're able then in the Judgment energy to leave behind those things that you've looked at in the Hermit energy. On the bottom of the deck, again, it's come up now a few times, the Six of Wands. So there's victory in this for you, but it must be done in this order, in order for it to become a victory. You're a girl. There's so much masculine energy there, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, divine masculine. I think do you by any chance, Chahat, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, do you by any chance sort of downplay your divine feminine energies? Do you sort of feel conscious about, you know, being girly sometimes, being treated like a lady? You know, it feels like you might be that might be one of the things that you need to look at with the Hermit energy, you know, sort of not giving enough space for the divine feminine. And I understand that you've had to really stay focused and in action to get where you are with your divine masculine energy. But, you know, maybe that's something you need to look at to get in balance, to allow your divine feminine energy to flow a bit. Interesting. Let me know how you get on. Go over to True Divine 44 on Facebook, so you're on Facebook there, and come over to YouTube. You like the YouTube chat? You do. I can feel that. I'd love you to, I think that's one of the keys here that you need to turn in that door of, and it'll open things up. What you said was right for sure. Yeah. Really indulge in a little bit. Your divine feminine energy will help you get far. That actually charges up the action of your divine masculine energy, and it actually holds up and gives poise and grace to your divine masculine energy and timing. And so doing things which would seem ritualistically, you know, having more girly baths, you know, taking more time to just be allowing yourself to be a girl, that you don't have to lift a sofa on your own, kind of thing, you know. You're allowed to say, can I have some help here? That would really help you, for sure. For sure, for sure. I can see that really helping you. So now I'll go. I love you all, appreciate you all. Much love, balance, and wholeness. Oh, I actually feel feminine energy may pull me back. So yeah, you are right. You see, that is so wrong. I'm not wrong in a nasty way. I'm just saying your divine feminine energy. If we're thinking of magnetism, if we're thinking of being able to 0 point energy, that energy within, into a 0 point, into a focal point where we're actually projecting out a magnet that actually pulls us forward then. So we push out the magnet that then pulls us forward. It's a projection, it's a propulsion. And so this is where your divine feminine energy is that source, that magnetism. Your divine masculine energy is what you would then project out, and the magnets, the attraction of the two within you that you're projecting on the outside pulls you forward and pushes you into places that are for your greatness. So think of it that way. Think of it that way. Right, okay. Love you all. Love you, big bro. Love you, big sis. I appreciate you all so much. Theodore's tooth still hasn't come out, just as an update. He told me I had to tell everybody. Still hasn't come out. So he said, tell them to tell my tooth to come out. He's desperate for that tooth to come out, for the tooth fairy. If there are plans for marriage, Madhumita, it would be about 7 months, 6 months, 7 months, if there are plans for marriage. If there are not, somebody might come into your life in about a year's time, just by the numbers that have come up there. Oh, big bro, if I can make it there. They're not letting anybody fly at the moment that isn't infused. But that's going to change. I'll get there. I love you too. Thank you for saying that, big bro. I appreciate you too. And you know I do. You know I do. Susie Q and big bro Elderberry. Mahomeda, if you come back next time, because I have to go. But I appreciate you being here. But that's about the numbers for as far as any dates or times. Don't really give too many dates or times, but that's about what's coming out. Boom, yeah, says sister. Do you have some music playing out? Do you want to hear some of Kaz? Everybody wants to hear some of Kaz's music. Okay, so everybody, have a great day. Let your day be filled with exciting things. Let your magnetism continue to rise. Let you learn how to just be and appreciate self and love self, and see what happens on the outside for everybody when doing so. Andrew, it feels like his kidneys are really suffering too, so he's in pain with his kidneys. If you could get CBD for dogs, just give it to him. Find it'll help him, it will ease him. I'm sorry about your dog. Abundant favor to you all, nothing missing, nothing broken. May peace be with you always in the midst of chaos. Susie Q. When Susie Q says it, it happens. Isn't she good, big bro? Our Kaz Hawks. Love to you too, Mahumada. You know, come back tomorrow and we'll do your cards. Okay, appreciate you all.